baby out with the bathwater. Now, man is no longer respected, but women are praised because they're carrying the job of the man and carrying the job of the woman at the same time. So men, it's time for us to man up. I think and I look and I watch everything that we do. I look at church and the place where you're going to see men, you're going to see them behind a pulpit, behind an instrument, or in the back of the church waiting to leave. Men, we need to man up and be the people that God has called us to be. God created us to dominate. He created us to have dominion. He created us to be in His image. But we've taken that and we've created everything to be a joke. Because things were so serious before, we tried to balance it out, but we've gone to the other extreme. We've said no homo so much until we finally in the church have said yes homo. Women, I don't know if you're offended by this, but I am offended by this for you. When a man is showing weakness for someone to say you're acting like a girl. Have you ever been offended by that? If you haven't, you probably don't know the effect that it's had on you. And you probably don't know what the effect that it's had on man. I see in the Bible that men are lifted up, men are exalted, men are seen as prominent, but it is never said when a man is acting in weakness, it's never said that you're acting like a woman. Why? Because women were not designed to be weak. The weaker vessel is not talking about strength, it's talking about delicacy. It's talking about prominence, it's talking about valuable, it's not talking about something that is easily breakable. But we've said no to these things. But we've made our jokes by saying no homo. We've made our jokes by saying pause. Whatever you rejoice over, whatever you get excited about, whatever you make fun of, you will one day accept. That's how black people were accepted into this nation. They made fun of us long enough that they accepted us. That's how homosexuals were accepted in this nation. We've made fun of them so much that we've accepted them. So now I watch, and I see the dominating characteristic that a man has is a characteristic of his sexuality, is a characteristic of his strength. But I look at God, and I see that his number one characteristic that he has is none of those things, but his holiness. God's most dominating character is holiness. It's not love. It's not faith, but it's holiness. How do I know this? Because when you look at the Bible, you see John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in Him will not perish but have everlasting life. You might say that that's love, that's showing how dominating love is, but I'll let you know how dominating holiness is. In order for Him to have showed you His love, He had to first make you holy. He established your holiness in order for Him to establish fellowship. He will not move unless it's a holy step. So men, if holiness is God's dominating personality, why is our talents, our gifts of singing, preaching, playing an instrument, why is that seen as our most dominating personality? Why is our mentors sports figures and not people with integrity? Because we have allowed the world to shape what dominating should be. But I have news for you. God is the most dominating person on this planet. He's the most holy person you'll ever meet. He has more love than you can find in anywhere in the world combined. And it's because His holiness is prominent. I encourage you today to man up. Women, I encourage you today to put man up. Look to the hills from which comes your help. There's a man up there in heaven. There's a male figure up there in heaven trying to teach you how to be a